Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel. Still working on this turd. I got a fuel pump. I actually just bit the bullet and bought a nice Walbro off of Summit Racing. So got that to put in, which kind of sucks that it's 6 AN feed to it. So I got adapters to convert that. So we got to get this new pump in. Get rid of all this freaking junk. Get rid of that. Do some more rev nuts for that. I'll probably flip these clamps around so that can be like in farther. And I think I wanted to shorten this all up. Kind of put the pump really close to the tank. That way the seat, because the old setup was kind of in the way of the back of the seat where I actually ran out of room with how hollow the gas tank was. So this will work better. And then I can just do a 90 here and then a 90 into the fuel filter. And then had my brother help me weld on some, they're like injector adapters. And they didn't come out the greatest, so I don't know. Might have to buy another rail and redo this because it kind of burned through. They're kind of hard to get out too. If we can get it to focus. So yeah, you can see some crap in there. I don't know if it's going to seal or not. I might have to find some of these that are bigger or thicker, more wall to them. So this might have to get redone. I don't know. I don't think that's going to seal or the shit, so. But we'll find out. As expected, they don't fucking seal up at all. With just me blowing air through this with the 3 injectors in there. So I found some actual 14mm weld-on bungs. So I got those ordered, and then I actually got a whole new throttle body set up, so the whole deal coming. So that'll be nice. I'll have replacement parts, and comes with another throttle position sensor, so it wasn't too bad of a price. So got that coming. We're going to retry and do that. In the meantime, I'll get this new pump on here. I also have an Articat somewhere, wherever that box went. I have an Articat throttle, and I'll grab that and explain why we're doing that. So I'm going to an Articat kill switch and throttle assembly, because Articat's ignition system, when the kill switch is off, it actually completes the circuit, where everything else, like a Skidoo or a Polaris, when you kill the engine, it actually completes the circuit and grounds the engine out so it doesn't keep running. So when you go like this, nothing can pass through. You kill it, it passes through. Well, for this, the way I have this wired up to run, is this makes the circuit to ground for the relay down here. And that's why I need to go to an Articat kill switch setup. Because I decided that just using the tether to turn this thing off and on is very annoying. So we're gonna put the Articat one on there. Plus Articats are faster, so that's just gonna help it go faster. It's the way it works. Ah yes, Articat parts on my Polaris. Nothing better. Looks like the early 550 EFI cat motors throttle cable won't work. I mean, you can make it work if you have farted around with this bracket where it mounts right here, but I'd rather just order an RXL throttle cable. That'll make things easier, one less thing to do. Alrighty guys, here's what I got for the new fuel system. Got the pump in there, nice short little line, little 90 deal here, back into the filter, and obviously we don't have the rail because we screwed that up. But here's something cool. This is a Microsoft Surface tablet that I made run Ubuntu, a Linux operating system. And this is going to be what I'm going to use to log, and it'll be my gauges. Like I'll have the wideband on here. Everything I need to know will show up on here. It's the full software that I have on the laptop. Kind of got a bad glare. But you can see the throttle position is going, and yeah, so I'm not going to use it for editing or making changes to the tune, but it's literally just going to be for logging. So I'll have to get the data logger, or I think I can just actually start data logging on here. Yeah, right there, I can click it. But yeah, that's going to be mounted on the hood, you know, kind of where the gauges used to be. I'll have to figure out some kind of mount for it, but I think it'll work good. I wish it was smaller. This is I think it's a 10-inch, or like 10.5-inch tablet, so. But yeah, I think it's going to work out real good. All right, just gonna do a little test run of the new pump into that gas can. We'll see if it works. I need something to trigger the switch. I gotta wire that in yet, then this will be a lot easier. All right, let's see if it blows out. Oh, I'm sitting here waiting for it. I didn't even turn the damn thing on. Oh, it's running and I can hear gas is flowing. Well, at least the pump works and the arrow on it's correct. Awesome. And it's a lot quieter too, so that'll be nice. Heck yeah. Gotta wait for parts to come in. I was kind of eyeballing up what I'm gonna do with the water pump yet. I'm not sure if that's where it's gonna go or not. Not really anything to mount it to. I don't really want to leave it floppy dicking on the hoses. It's gotta be somewhere I can mount it with minimal effort. But then here's also the other line. That's gotta go somewhere, so. I don't know, I got some figuring out to do, I guess. But I'll figure something out. Won't be too difficult. So I finally got a timing light that works. One from Harbor Freight. And I'm setting the timing, and you're just kind of watching through that hole. The light's flashing, so it makes it look like nothing's really going on right here. It's like it's stationary, the way it flashes. So when it was spinning, I could see one of those flat spots. You can see my Sharpie line. So there's some of those the stock pickups from the stock stator. So there's one. I drew a line straight out on that one. And then on this one, I drew a line going with it, parallel to it, because there's 3 of them. And then that one I drew a circle on, so then when I spin it with the drill, and the light's flashing, I could see which one it was flashing by. So that'll get me in the ballpark. And it was flashing on the one with the light, which is actually real close to this. You know, you can see that's top dead center right there when that middle line is lined up with those marks on the crankcase right here and here. So basically this is top dead center on this cylinder. So that's how I knew how I got her close, you know. And then you go over to the software side of things. Ooh, bad glare from the sun. But basically you got that trigger angle in degrees. And I could see that it was past my top dead center, so I needed to pull it back, so that's why I got a negative. Landed on a -16, and that's perfect. That line's like right in the middle every single time, so we'll burn that in there. And the timing is finally set, so next time we get this thing running, I think it'll run a whole lot better. Got the failed fuel rail, but I got these. Way more meat on them to weld to. These ones are actually made to be welded, where these are just adapters. I don't know where the other ones are, but that'll weld way nicer than the other ones. So that should work, and then that'll let us use these. It's gonna be freaking sweet. All right, got a new fuel rail. I bought actual weld-on aluminum bungs, which turned out way better than this. See the difference there and just the material that's on it. So yeah, that's done. Now we're on to this, the fun part. Got some stainless fittings because we're gonna try and make this turbo work. Connect it up. So this'll, I wanted everything to be outside diameter, but this actually just slides in, which isn't, it's not what I wanted, but it'll still work. And then same with this 90, it was supposed to be a 2-inch 90, but it's not a 2-inch 90. So everything kind of slides into itself, but it's whatever. It will still work. And then we gotta take this out quick. So it looks like it's a bolt down there and then a couple of rivets to drill out. So I'll get that out of the way so the turbo can kind of go where we actually need it. I'll put the pull starter back on so we're not doing something that's gonna screw us over when we put the pull starter back on. So that's where we're at. Well, making a little bit of progress. Got the flange to the turbo welded up. I should have ground that freaking flange off because there was some kind of freaking coating on the damn thing, but it went all right. Need a little turntable would be nice. Make this a whole lot easier, at least the straight welds. So I'll let that cool down. Bolt it up to the turbo, and then I gotta pull the exhaust pipe off and get this prepped for welding, because that ain't gonna weld worth a shit like that. Just had to get some little 1-inch spacers from the hardware store. That spaced it out nicely. So we can put the fuel rail back on. Heck yeah. One step closer. Alrighty. Resealed up that fuel rail. So let's see if she leaks. Anything yet? I didn't let it fully build pressure. I'm trying to minimize the mess that it makes. Gas has oil in it, so kind of makes a big mess when it leaks. Nothing yet. And why don't the pump want to kick on? What the heck's going on here? There we go. Building pressure. Well, I'd say just double check that we're not leaking. I don't see any leaks. The pinhole was like right through here. You know, this is all dry. Everything's dry. A little bit of gas on me. I wonder where the hell that's coming from. Oh, might be leaking somewhere over here. Getting a little bit of gas. Let me look into that. So it's actually seeping out of the end plug. So that's not good. That means I'm gonna have to try and weld up the end of this fuel rail. Ugh. More aluminum welding on crappy anodized aluminum. But that's another problem for another day. So I got everything hooked up, other than obviously the charge pipe to there, and I don't have an oiling system. But we are gonna dribble a little bit of oil in there, and let's hear what this frickin' thing sounds like. You know, there's no gasket in there right now. I have the wastegates frickin' zip tied shut because I'm gonna try and make the actuator work. I might be able to make a custom bracket for it so it still fits. That'd be the cheapest option. But if not, we'll just go to an external gate and put it somewhere over here, maybe right off here or something. But we'll figure that out later. So yeah, I want to see if this thing will make some turbo noises. So we're gonna fire it up. All right. Oh, I gotta dump some oil down there. I almost freaking forgot. Yeah, the added zinc and some VR1 will do it some good, right? It's gonna make one hell of a mess down here because the exhaust is shooting right at the dilly pan and this oil's gonna leak out the bottom. I kind of need a funnel. Now what the hell? We're gonna make a mess anyways. Well, fuel pump's on. I guess we'll see what the hell happens. Everything's on. Fire extinguisher's there if shit hits the fan. What the hell's falling over there? Whoa! She definitely got a goofy sound. I wonder if I can, kind of want to put it on the two-step, so we'll try that too. Before I break it, you can't hear any turbo sounds, so that's either a good thing or a bad thing. Probably a bad thing. All right, well, I'm gonna cut the video here. Next video, we're gonna have to get get it actually all hooked up and, you know, actually feed the motor some boost. But hopefully, we didn't kill the turbo dicking around. I'm sure we didn't. So yeah. If you like what you see, make sure you leave a comment, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.